1 minute 10 seconds.
Chicago. These streets definitely have names. Today, some of the best names in NASCAR's second series will tackle the turns with names such as Columbus, Volvo, Lakeshore, Roosevelt, Michigan, Congress, and Jackson. The sporting names of Chicago read rich and famous: Jordan, Peyton, Kane, and many, many others. Today, in a series where names are made, the names of the Xfinity series after the Chicago Street Course. Names like Allgaier, Hill, Mayer, Love, and Smith, as well as interloper names like some guy named Van Gisbergen. So who, at the end of the day, will be called the one name that everybody in racing wants to be called? A winner. You'll get to find out the answer to that question next. It's the NASCAR Xfinity Series at the Chicago Street Course. Next. Glad to have you. Street Course. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Seth East. Thank you so much for being with us. We even saved you the best seat in the house. We'll hear from Josh Turner in just a moment. This is a very, very unique 2.2-mile, 12-turn road course. We are in a bit of a hurry-up mode, so let's starting lineup, how they're going to line up for this afternoon's the Loop 110. Heavy race favorite Shane Van Gisbergen has poles for both races this weekend. He'll share the front row with Austin Hill. Haas Factory teammates make up row 2 with Sam Mayer and the 00 of Sheldon Creed. Jack Perkins gets the call to be in the Gibbs All-Star car this week, joined by Illinois native Justin Allgaier in row 3. A pair of rookies make up row 4, William Sawalich and Nick Sanchez, fresh off his maiden victory last Friday night at Atlanta. Jesse Love for the Richard Childress team starts 9th, with Sammy Smith starting in 10th. Brandon Jones starts in row 6, along with road specialist Preston Pardis. Rookie Carson Quabble could get an education to the School of Chicago Hard Knocks today. He's joined in the 7th row by Canadian Alex LeBay. Harrison Burton and Connor Mosack make up row 8. Austin Green, son of former Grand National champion David, starts inside of row 9, along with Matt DiBenedetto. Jeremy Clements has a road course win at Road America some 8 years ago. He shares the 10th row with Thomas Annunziata. The 11th row consists of rookie Daniel Dye and journeyman veteran Brennan Poole. Row 12 is Blaine Perkins and Parker Retzloff. Josh Balicki and Brad Perez make up row 13. Balicki spent some of his time away from the car as a road racing instructor. Florida's Josh Williams is in row 14. He'll start 27th. 28th starter is Fast Asta Anthony Alfredo. Row 15 is Andre Castro and Gaz Gralla. Good to see him back in a car this week. Jeb Burton and Ryan Ellis make up the 16th row. Rookie Dean Thompson starts 33rd, along with Kyle Sieg. This might be the row to watch. Connor Zilich, 35th on the grid today, along with fellow rookie Taylor Gray. The final row consists of veteran Ryan Sieg and rookie Christian Eckes. 2 drivers failed to qualify for today's race. Sage Karen, which is disappointing. The other one that failed to make it was Chris Wright, and the crowd most appreciative. Field beginning parade and pace laps. We'll get to the Xfinity Series playoff grid in just a second, but first, allow me to introduce the man who will be joining me today, my co-pilot for the afternoon, Josh Turner. JT, glad to have you with us here. Sunny day in Chicago, so no wet weather tires to deal with, so we should have a good old-fashioned race. What do you think's going to happen here?
Hello everyone and welcome along to Chicago. Well, everyone is looking at this man here on pole position in the number 9 Red Bull Chevrolet car, Shane Van Gisbergen, and well, it's been a snooze fest in the past with Shane Van Gisbergen here around Chicago. Of course, he got his first ever Cup Series race win here 2 years ago in his first ever Cup Series start. This is the Xfinity Series, though, but will it happen again?
Won this race 1 year ago. Cole Custer, the other winner, of course, in a race that, could you even really call it a race? Let's take a look at the playoff grid after 17 races overall in the season. Still a good ways to go. 12 races left in the regular season. Justin Allgaier and Austin Hill, by the way, shout out to our friends at JBM, also with us today. They each have 3 wins to their credit. Connor Zilich, Jesse Love, Brandon Jones, Nick Sanchez, and Sammy Smith all locked in on wins. Sam Mayer, pretty good on points, you'd have to say. 136 points to the good. Carson Quapple plus 63. Where it gets tight is at 10th. Taylor Gray is plus 28. Jeff Burton is 11th plus 20. The final spot is a tie between Sheldon Creed and Ryan Sieg. Creed has the tiebreaker. Sieg would be out. Harrison Burton just 1 point back. And then everybody from Christian Eckes on back probably has to win. Maximum point gain possible in one race is 60 with the addition of the Xfinity fastest lap. That was just for you, Matthew. Field now on the race course now, so hopefully we'll get this show on the road very soon. Each team only gets 4 sets of tires. The stages 15, 15, and 20. So that's how that's going to work out here this afternoon. Again, Shane Van Gisbergen, Josh, is the favorite. But, JT, if anybody's going to unseat him, who do you think has the best chance of stopping him from winning this race?
Well, it could be anyone because, well, it is Chicago and we've had track here in the past. And, and I won't be surprised if it happens again. We've had a lot of damaged cars here before. Anyone near the front, people who've done well, or other street circuits getting involved.
All right, having a little bit.
Well.
All right, Josh, having a little bit of trouble. His mic keeps popping in and out. We do apologize for that. So he said it could be anybody. Suppose so. I'd be curious to see what Perkins does from 5th, and of course, Allgaier in his home state. That would just be amazing. But I think that the show today, I think it's going to be Connor Zilic. We know he's pretty good on these road courses as well, and these street circuits. He's going to start 35th. Boy, it'll be a treat watching him go through the field. Again, a weekend in which for both Xfinity and Cup, we had drivers that actually failed to qualify for races. It was Corey Heim who missed the show on the Cup side. Chris Wright, Sage Karam has mentioned the two that missed it on the Xfinity Series side. Lights are as they work their way through. Now the second row of cars there getting all situated. Again, this is a very, very unique course we race on, the only one of its kind, the Chicago Street Course. Of course, turns 1 and 2 will go on the East Balbo Drive. Then you'll exit turn 2 and head on to South Lakeshore Drive, another short stretch before you get to turn 3. Then off into a hairpin of 4 and 5, then another long straight off 5 on South Columbus Drive, which sets you up for turn 6, another short straight. Then off to 7, then 8 uphill to Plaza Drive, to 9 East Congress down to 10, and 11 and 12, and we'll do the best we can with street names today. I'll be handling most of the duties. Josh will be doing some lap by lap also, but also he'll be helping out with some he'll be more of an analyst role, but we'll let him do some lap by lap to take the pressure off me at times. So that is how this is all going to work out. Again, the NASCAR Xfinity Series season heading towards its summer stretch. Of course, its playoffs seem to start. It feels like every year it seems like it takes longer for them to finish their regular season, and that would probably indeed be the case. That is indeed the case here. Their playoffs don't begin until September 12th in Bristol, Tennessee, which is the weekend the Cup Series, by the way, has its round of 16 elimination race. If you count today, 9 races. After today, just 8 races left of the regular season. So, and of course, another thing to note with Shane Van Gisbergen, he's driving the same car, the number 9, that Daniel Suarez drove to victory in Mexico. Field still doubled up as we're moments away from the start of the Loop 110 at the Chicago Street Circuit. Of course, let's introduce you to a name that you may not know all that much about, but he is in the show today. Jack Perkins driving in that Joe Gibbs All-Star car. He's a 38-year-old from Melbourne, Australia. Another one of those guys who's interloped from supercars land to try his hand at NASCAR. He has 1 career win. Currently he drives full-time in the PureTech Enduro Cup, which is given to the highest point scores in the 3 supercar endurance events. Co-drives with James Courtney. He is the son of Larry Perkins, the former Australian race driver and team owner. He's also spent some time as a television commentator. Had a third of the Bathurst 1000 and was a class winner in the Bathurst 6 Hour back in 2017. He gets the call today to drive for Joe Gibbs Racing today in the 19. That's a good car. And so in the world feed showing us the starting grid, we already gave that to you. Oh, this is always difficult when you get to the start of a race. You've used all your fill time, and the guys still don't want to get started, which leaves us all bamboozled and messed up. I guess, Josh, I could do like Bill Weber and tell you Shane Van Gisbergen's life story when he comes out of the final corner. Guess I could do that.
I mean, you could if you wanted.
Oh, Austin Hill has stopped. Okay, there's something. Austin Hill, the outside pole sitter, has stopped, so maybe an issue there. The 21 car. We're hearing that multiple teams are having radio issues ahead of the green flag. Hill can't hear his team, and Derek Nealon, the spotter crew chief, is worried that he's going to get black flag before the green. Whatever it is, they hope they fixed it because he is now back on the track. Well, at any track, Josh, communications is important, but you definitely want to have communication on a course like this. So that's obviously a big issue for the 21 team.
Yeah, absolutely, because you can't see round each corner here at Chicago with the walls lining each side. And, well, as you mentioned earlier on, stages are 15, 15 and 30 as we are getting ready for the start of this one. 50 laps ahead of us today, and, well, a little bit of ABB signage there on the side. But we are doubled up, and we are on one to go. Of course, some of the walls that are used in Formula E are used here in the NASCAR side as well. That's one of the partnerships they share. But doubled up, we are going green next time by.
It would appear as if the way I'm reading it here is that Hill is going to have to give up that starting spot because Sheldon Creed has moved up one row and will be on the front row with Shane Van Gisbergen. Again, 15 laps make up this opening stage. So Shane Van Gisbergen Chevrolet, and okay, now Hill has reclaimed his spot. Okay, very good. All Chevys on the front row, all Fords on the second row, then a Toyota and a Chevy on the third row, a Toyota and a Chevy on row 4, and then in row 5, 2 Chevys. Shane Van Gisbergen is the pre-race favorite to win this race. He's expected to dominate this race and tomorrow's too, for that matter. Sometimes you just never know. The late Murray Walker said it best. Anything can happen in auto racing, and it usually does. What will happen today for the NASCAR Xfinity Series? And now the lights are back on. Thought we were ready to go. Lights, though, back on. So they're having to make us wait. Great crowd on hand here today for this third annual Chicago weekend. And still we wait. NASCAR is going. Okay, so NASCAR is going to add a lap. Okay, you just got confirmation they are going to add a lap. Double file. Once again, we're waiting to see if we get any other confirmation on any reason why NASCAR decided to add this lap, which I'm sure will make a big difference in the grand scheme of things.
Jack Perkins should have been in front of Allgaier, but wasn't. I believe that's why they called it off.
Oh, okay.
That's
all
now
right.
been corrected, and lights are back off.
Thank the good Lord. So, again, we're ready to go for 50 laps of Xfinity Series racing. I had that perfect line set up about sometimes you just never know. And then I had the Murray Walker line, and they had to turn the darn lights on again. So we'll see how everything all works out. Shane Van Gisbergen on the pole along with Austin Hill. And then it's Sam Mayer, Sheldon Creed, Perkins, Allgaier, Sawalich, Sanchez, Love, and Smith. That's the first 5 rows. work their way towards the back half of the speedway, and we're ready to go for 50 laps of racing. Pace vehicle about ready to pull in. Is the Ford going to pull in? He wants to pull in, obviously. I thought he was on a different line. Just about there. We're just about there. We're just about there. Still double file. It's Van Gisbergen, Hill, Mayer, Creed, Perkins, Allgaier, Sawallet, Sanchez, Love, Smith, and, of course, Connor Zilich. I guess he would be the second favorite if you could make him one, but he's going to have to come all the way from 35th. And, again, that'll be quite the show to watch that Red Bull 88 march through this field as we get set on a sunny day. No bad weather to speak of. The racing weather gods have treated us very well with bright sunshine, no clouds in the sky in Chicago as the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Well, Chicago's the home of the friendly confines, but a lot of people will tell you that don't find anything friendly about street racing. What's going to happen? Who is going to win? That's the $100,000 question. Shane Van Gisbergen, Austin Hill, Sam Mayer, Sheldon Creed, the first rows. Can the pace car can we get
going
close
green
to
this time?
Thank God, because I need to stop rambling. All right. Connor Zilich looks focused. Taylor Graves starts right beside him. Could be an interesting row to watch. We told you about that row being a fun row at the back. About ready to get underway in Chicago. Front row, Van Gisbergen and Hill. Green flag about to go up into the air, and we're about to go racing in the Windy City. Here we go. Shane Van Gisbergen leads the field. Green flag in the air. Showtime in Chicago. And as expected, Van Gisbergen gets a great jump as they head to turn one. The battle on for second, though, Josh.
Yes, the battle is on. Shane Van Gisbergen out in front, but it is up on the inside. Sam Mayer gets ahead of Austin Hill. That's for second place. Everyone clear through turn one as we head out of turn three. Down we go through turn four and down towards turn five.
Van Gisbergen is the leader. Side by side back there, Nick Sanchez makes a move on William Sawallich, and now Jesse Love might do the same. Meanwhile, Sheldon Creed has gotten in front of Austin Hill, so move him to second. Hill now back to third. He'll feel the heat from Justin Allgaier, who's picked up a couple of places in the first handful of laps. 3 wide here. Here's a bold move. I think that's Sammy Smith trying to make a move way down to the inside. Oh, one car sideways. Getting a bit racy already, and William Sawallich having some kind of an issue. He's dropped way back already from the start. Well, that's not Sawallich. Okay. Some of these cars are going to be a little bit confusing here today, I feel like. But it's Van Gisbergen with the lead. You can spot his car. It's the one that's in front. I say that, but Sheldon Creed staying with him, Josh.
Yeah, and Austin Hill just in second. Still Mayer as well up involved there. Creed staying with him. As we cross the line, scoring board updates. Creed going to look round the outside. Isn't able to. Down in towards turn one we go. Creed still behind the SVG as we head in towards turn one. Single file through at turn one is the clever option, which everyone does in the top 10, and in towards turn two we go.
Trying to make a wide sweeping move is Nick Sanchez with Jack Perkins. That's back at the 6th position, and Sanchez now tucked in line behind him. It is Perkins. Now here's Sanchez. He's going to take a dive way down inside driver's left, and he'll blow by Perkins. Nick Sanchez, the winner from Atlanta last Friday night, moves up into the 6th position in that orange and white 48 machine, the Pickers Vodka machine. And now Perkins will feel the heat. Meanwhile, for you Connor Zilich fans, we were talking about him. Started in at 35th. He's already up to 31st. That was last time by. He's picked up another spot. Josh is working on Thomas Nunziano. Meanwhile, lead change.
Yep, Creed gets down the inside of SVG, but SVG dives up the inside. There's a little bit of contact as we head through round into the second half of the lap. And here we go. SVG retakes the lead from Sheldon Creed as we head towards the final corner.
Shane Van Gisbergen, a little aggressive for lap 2, but I guess, someone dare threaten him, and he has the lead, but he keeps the lead. Here is Creed, now stacking up traffic. Stopper in the bottle, along with Austin Hill, Justin Allgaier, and Sam Mayer, the top 5. As we go back, Josh, this is a good move by Creed. How'd he do it?
Yep, straight up the inside, late on the brakes, gets through. Doesn't brush the wall on the outside, but goes wide, which allows SVG to get the cutback up on the inside. Through the apex there at the start of the semicircle is where they have a little bit of a contact. They kind of ride each other through that, and then round they go, tapping and bumping more, but SVG retakes the lead as we continue on the lap down at 5.
Van Gisbergen with the lead. Sheldon Creed in the second position. Of course, Sheldon Creed, you lose count. I think, 12, 13? He's had those umpteen second place finishes in his NASCAR Xfinity Series career and has yet to win a race. He leads. Meanwhile, let's pick up Connor Zilic. Josh, he's about, good job, camera work. They were going to get moving, and they cut off. That was a fun 3 seconds. I'm trying to give you a battle here. All right, here's one way at the back with Christian Eckes and Ryan Sieg. Ryan Sieg's hit something, Josh. He's got problems.
Yeah, front left is smoking for Ryan Sieg. There's a little bit of contact. Is that a brush with the wall? Possibly, but oh, look, the massive damage on the rear left.
Yeah.
That is more than just a little bit of a brush with the wall. That's hard contact with the wall. We stay green for now, and he will no doubtedly head into pit road this time by, yes, he does, as he will head towards there now. But it's still SVG and Creed leading out in front, and there is the damage line seeing at the back. But SVG heads up towards the line.
Good battle for third might be brewing. Justin Allgaier seems to be setting up for a pass on Austin Hill. Meanwhile, Jack Perkins and Sammy Smith battle back there at 7th place. Smith, a little bit of smoke from his car as he wants to make the move. Could the CW focus on one God-blessed camera angle? I mean, my God, Sieg's in the pits.
CW on ad break, so no one down in the pits.
Okay, that would explain it. Having a mare up there, having a seizure up there in the truck.
Lap 4, ad break. Incredible.
So is Van Gisbergen with the lead, then is Creed, Hill, Allgaier, and Mayer. That's your top 5 as they work their way through. We're working lap 4 of 50. 4 of 15 the stage. Just got this text there from Matthew, and we saw Sheldon Creed roughed him up there. Eventually, Josh, and this is our good producer for the day, Matthew Owens, makes a good point on this. Says eventually someone's going to have to rough Shane up because he's not. These road course guys, you think about guys, Josh, from IMSA land or whatever, the World Endurance cars, where they don't allow that much contact. But in the Australian supercars, it's like NASCAR. Boys have at it. So it feels like you're going to have to rough him up. Maybe even, I hate to say it like this, get a little dirty in a way. Don't be dangerous, but play a little rough if you're going to beat him, I feel like.
Yeah, Australian supercars, like NASCAR, like British touring cars, with the level of contact that is allowed. Ryan Sieg still down in pit road, but out in front still SVG and Creed back by 0.6 of a second. Here is a replay. I'm guessing of what happened to Sieg.
Ooh. He got way wide.
And paid the price, and that was Connor Zilic moving, I believe that was, I want to say, and that's the number 19.
Perkins
Off, and big damage to the rear. We're green for now. We stay green. Will the caution come out? Yes, it does.
And indeed it does. So a full course yellow is... Oh, he's hit something, Josh, because he has absolutely destroyed the back of that 19. So Jack Perkins, another one of the Australian interlopers, has found some issues in the Shawan Partners Financial Services Toyota, and well, he's going to need an estimate on that Toyota because that one's pretty beat up. And Ryan Sieg lost a lap on pit road, is now back on the track.
Not a lot of front damage for Perkins, but major rear damage for him. Ryan Sieg back out on track, as you mentioned, heading down the straight past where the choose is for this event, down in towards turn 6. Of course, turns 1 and turn 6 are diagonal from each other on that part of the circuit, and there is your leader, SVG. That gap between SVG and Creed gone from 0.6 of a second down to 0.
Shane Van Gisbergen, Sheldon Creed, Austin Hill, Justin Allgaier, and Sam Mayer, the top 5, rest the top 10. Nick Sanchez, Sammy Smith, Jesse Love, William Solalich, and Brandon Jones. And I can read Josh's mind. Oh, great. Seth on the broadcast and a caution. What could possibly go wrong? Let's take another look and see what happened to Perkins here, though, in all seriousness.
This is turn 6.
Oh, I think he got a little help. I want another look, but whoa! Austin Green nearly hit him, too. I don't know if they don't have another angle or what the deal is there, but I believe he may have gotten help from Sammy Smith. Might have been what the deal was there. Again, those of you on JB Motorsports, thank you for tuning in. And, of course, those of you here on USRN tomorrow, both USRN and JBM, the USRN Family Networks, have a busy racing day. All 3 of the big World Series are in action. Formula One, of course, the British Grand Prix, a big race over your neck of the woods, Josh, always big when F1 heads to the UK. And then, of course, you have the IndyCar Series running at Mid-Ohio. And, of course, the Cup Series tomorrow afternoon at the Chicago Street Circuit, where, of course, Shane Van Gisbergen is on pole position for that race. JT, of course, and JB Extra, and helping us out with our coverage of the championships. Wimbledon. Josh, how you been enjoying that this week?
It's been good, but, and I think everyone will agree on me on this, being a producer of Wimbledon on JB Sports Extra, 9 times out of 10, if there is no one commentating the match from a JB M side, like JB or Matthew or anyone, it is basically me sat here on my own, by myself, clicking buttons for multiple hours. So it's very fun because we have a manually controlled scoreboard. That's all I will say on that matter. So you have to be very alert.
Past 5 o'clock on the East Coast of these United States. Thank you again for being with us. We got 31 people watching us on the JB Motorsports stream, so that's very good. We're gonna, as soon as I say that, it gets down to 30. Oh boy, someone must have heard my voice and said that's enough. So anyway, for those of you that might be, the USRN folk might not be completely up in the realm of Josh's world, and you think, my God, you hear some person like some doctor, some health expert, oh my God, JT gets a lot of screen time. Well, Josh, you didn't exactly spend all your time in front of the screen this week. You want to tell the audience what you did, the insane thing you did the other day?
Oh, yeah, that's, 7.6 mile hike round the Brecon Beacons in South Wales. And that is the number 19, parked by the side of the track. Well, parked next to a sidewalk closed sign, so yes, I would hope that the sidewalk is closed because of that NASCAR there, and it's a race circuit. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. Josh messages me on Thursday that he, Matthew and Josh, we have our own little fun chat now, and messages me about the
education to stupid NASCAR commentary. Yes.
Wasn't gonna do that, but all right, fair enough. Let's not. Remind me never to put anything too personal in that chat because it might get, knowing Josh, it could get waylaid on to future, I'm looking for the right words. Anyway, the point I'm making is there's that, he tells me this as I'm sitting here wolfing 2 hot dogs and french fries or chips.
I forgot about that.
No, I'm sitting there, I'm like, thanks for making me feel more guilty about eating this than I already am. I mean, here I am just, stuffing my already oversized gut, and you got Josh over here is hiking 7.5 miles. What the heck am I doing with my life? Yeah, Perkins' car still stopped, and so, well, yeah, I think he's waiting to get in line. Okay. So there you go. But, yeah, Jack Perkins, his first foray into NASCAR, not exactly what he was hoping. He was hoping for. By the way, Connor Zilich, opening 6 laps, went from 35th to 21st on that first run. And Josh, yeah, I'd imagine so. I would imagine so. You always have to have the proper sunscreen. It's a channel miner, Bill
We
Weber.
did indeed get a beautiful fly past from
William Sawala just stopped.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you there real quick. William Sawala just stopped. And Brandon Jones is being black flagged because he has no radio communication with his crew. So Sawala, boy, it has been... Boy, Josh, you just talked about still sunburned to hell. How about a season from hell for William Sawalich? That's what this would be. You thought he looked maybe at today as a chance to maybe make some ground, and he has stopped. Oh, there's an electrical fire in his car.
Yeah, you can see the smoke. I would get out of that if I was you, Swallich. I'm not that guy to tell you what to do, but I think you should get out of that.
Yeah, I would think so.
And here's SVG back at the front of the pack. The pits are open, which you can see everyone pitting on your screen below if you are watching on the JB Motorsports site, as the yellows are flying around the circuit. And this marks the halfway point of stage 1, lap 8 of 15, 8 of 50 in the full race for the Loop 110, and this caution may be extended by 1 or 2 laps due to that car of William Swallich being stopped with that electrical fire. As well, the pace car has moved to the side as we go down to the choose, so I'd be surprised if we were to choose this time by to say that we still have William Swallich.
Ooh. Here's one. Oh, well, I was going to look at the... let me open up the chat here. So we got there's some talk here. Well, talk about something that potentially could make this race interesting. There's some talk about SVG having engine issues and possibly having to change the carburetor. Now, wouldn't that just throw a little monkey wrench into this Saturday afternoon soiree? Or is he just screwing with us to give everybody false hope? That could also be the truth. Shane Van Gisbergen, the leader, with Sheldon Creed and Austin Hill, Justin Allgaier. Okay, I'm not going to read all that out there. Indeed, thank you to Mr. Matthew, the producer Oracle Owens today. Matthew is a man of many hats. Literally and figuratively, he's a man of many hats. And we're most appreciative of his efforts today. Josh getting a nice chuckle out of that, as he always seems to whenever he's on with us. As now Sawal's car being pushed on pit road, but JT, we're about to go green.
Green back in the air, and it's SVG who leads them away. Down towards turn 1 we go, with Creed behind. Hill going to look down the inside for second.
All right, producer Madman, battle on for third, side by side between Hill and Allgaier as they weave through the first set of corners. A good start for Van Gisbergen. Here's Nick Sanchez trying to go the long way around to hold off Sam Mayer. That is for the 5th position. Van Gisbergen, though, still the leader. Meanwhile, Mayer now feeling the heat from Sammy Smith, who's got the elbows out. Now Sanchez wants a look at Allgaier. Had to tuck back in line, though, so Sanchez keeps that 5th position. Van Gisbergen now with a 2-car length lead over Sheldon Creed. Then it's Austin Hill, Justin Allgaier, and Nick Sanchez, the top 5. Sam Mayer, Sammy Smith, Jesse Love, Carson Quapple, Preston Pardis. That's the top 10. Now Mayer to the inside of Sanchez. That should be a move made. It is. So move Sam Mayer into the top 5 as he makes the move on Nick Sanchez. The 41 car now up into the 5th position. And, of course, the Haas Factory team colors running. And Connor Zelich, again, 35th is where he started the race. He moved up to 21st in that run, and he is on a tear. You feel like if anyone's going to take it to the 9 car, it would be him. As Zelich continues to try and work his way around the Harrison Burton automobile. So as we complete another lap here, Josh, Zelich 17 places he's moved up since the start. He is flying.
Yeah, absolutely. A black flag going out.
That's Jones. He has not answered the black flag yet.
Yep, and, well, Chris Knight has said Ryan Sieg is out of the race and done for the day. That's back-to-back DNFs for the RSS racing driver. Matthew, the other Matthew, has said Joe Gibbs Racing had 3 cars in the top 15, and then Jack Perkins hit the wall. William Swallows has electrical issues, and Brandon Jones gets black flagged, and the...
Whoa! Sorry there, Brandon Jones about wrecked before. He might not have to worry about the black flag if he wrecks himself. He just about did there, but carry on.
Yeah, and the first NASCAR Chasm tweet of the day, responding to Brett Winningham's tweet about NASCAR's posting the 20th Brandon Jones for having no radio communication. NASCAR Chasm, how are they going to tell him? Well, black flag if he listens to it. And that's the 14, locks up.
14, Connor Mosack off. Oh, boy. So, Connor Mosack has hit the barrier here. And he's going to try and grab a gear and back it up. We stay green for now. Van Gisbergen. Zelich on the move. He's about to pick off another one here. He's got it. Now, from one corner to now, Mosack's going to back it up. He's finally going to get the thing restarted, I think.
Gets back underway, the 14 of Conor Mosack, but a lot of sparks from the left-hand side of that car, which you can see there, the front left dragon creating all that sparks. He's continuing slowly round, and we'll pit this time by, and, well, I believe, and that is another car.
I think that's Perkins again.
Yes, it is. The number 19 of Perkins involved once again. That is down the first long straightaway between turns 2 and 3.
Yeah, he's got a Flap Jackson Gatlinburg tire, which for those that might not know, Josh, that is a pancake place in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. I will send you a picture if I can find it of a pancake I ordered there one time. It's pretty big, and it's going to draw a comment from you talking about Americans and our love of big food. So I'll send that to you whenever I can. Shane Van Gisbergen, though, is still the leader. He continues to show the way here. Sheldon Creed in second, feeling the heat now from Austin Hill. Hill now trying to make a good run. Let's see. He had to tuck back in line. 4 laps to go, by the way, in the stage. Connor Zilich.
Up to 11th now.
I'll tell you, he's putting on a show, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And now straight down the inside of the number 50, and that'll be up into the top 10 for the 88 of Connor Zilich. That was pure speed down through turns 3 on that backstretch, as in the pits now is the 54 of Taylor Gray. Has the number 20 come in yet?
I believe he has, because I don't see him. Well, I don't know if he has or not.
14th.
So then, he hasn't. He hasn't come in because he was running 11th when he had the black flag issue. Taylor Gray came down the pit road just a moment ago.
Do you think if I was to get my black flag out, it might help the situation all the way over here?
It might. I don't know if he has 20/20 vision that spans a continent, but, we'll see. Or he could just be protesting it in general and just for the heck of it not doing it. But, of course, if you get, as Jesse Love comes in, if you get black flagged and you don't answer the call for X amount of laps, NASCAR stops scoring you. So he might have to deal with that. Jesse Love in the black and yellow number 2. Our winner at Daytona, the season opener, driving for Richard Childress Racing. And he's down away, and there's Jones finally in the pits.
Taylor Gray has been caught for speeding on pit road.
Oh, that's a shame for him. He was started the back, tried to work his way up. Oh, what in the world is that? It's a
bit of tyre probably from Perkins.
Would be my guess. Thank God for everybody involved that it's out of the racing group, but still, that's a bit of a rough one. Meanwhile, 5th place, Allgaier putting the pressure on Nick Sanchez here, Josh. Let's see if Lil Gator can make the move.
He looks up the inside, isn't it? It was too fast exiting, by the way, for Taylor Gray in that was the part of pit road that he was speeding in the exit of it. Sanchez keeps the position for now. Allgaier not close enough as they head through turn 10 and now turn 11. And they'll go down towards turn 12 in the final corner. We are about to start to go in the stage. We will start to go now as they cross the line. Shane Van Gisbergen, and it'll be 1 to go next time. There we go.
We go in the stage for Shane Van Gisbergen. He has a lead just north of a second on Sheldon Creed. Then Austin Hill and then Sam Mayer. And then this great battle for 5th between Sanchez and Allgaier. Nick Sanchez with the spot. Allgaier trying to reel him in. And let's see. Austin Hill now, he put into pressure on Sheldon Creed. He gets within about a car length of him. First top 10 start on a road course this year for Sheldon Creed. It says since joining the Haas Factory team, or Haas Factor team, as it says here. You couldn't afford the extra Y on the graphic there, guys. You didn't have that in your budget, but anyway. I would think so, because actually he was with the Haas Factory team last year. He might have been, actually. Oh, got someone off here. Brad Perez. Brad Perez is off the tire barrier. 12th road course start, and he's hit something. He's hit it pretty well. We're still green, and now the caution comes out. There are an inordinate amount of scoring loops around this street course. And Shane Van Gisbergen is going to win stage 1 in a stunning turn of events. Sheldon Creed, Austin Hill, Sam Mayer, Nick Sanchez, Justin Allgaier, Sammy Smith, Otter Zilich, Carson Quapple, Alex LeBay. The top 10 this stage. And is this going to be a Brad Perez look? Oh, yeah, he went down that long straight in 5, and he just lost control of the car. Yo. Not great, Bob. So stage caution out for the end of stage. Not too great for Brad either. Thank you. That's why I need to talk about something, because, you know, Mr. Producer always has his ear open. Even when he takes a quote-unquote day off, he always has that ear open. Which is what we love about him. So Shane Van Gisbergen takes the stage. I'm going to see if we can focus in here on your Josh. He's about like JB, and where he really doesn't know the definition of taking anything off. Oh, Lord. I think Josh is dead. The JB of USRN. Yeah, indeed you are. Matthew Owens, the JB of USRN, Josh. Okay, so he's not dead. He's just ignoring me. Connor Mosack gets the free pass.
I would never.
Oh, God, when you first signed on to be with us a couple of years ago, you didn't realize how much entertainment, as we officially get the yellow and the green and white checkers out, you didn't realize how much entertainment you were going to get for the two of us, now did you? Just the two of us.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we are under caution and one.
All right, I'll tell you what. Well, we don't have the Matthew doesn't have the sounder up, so I'll just go ahead and say it.
I can get it up if you want me to.
Now it's time for On This Day in Racing History on the Ultimate Sports Radio Network. Now back to the news. And Matthew Owens are set thieves today, as Screaming Dan usually would have the honor of bringing us into that. It is July the 5th, the day after July 4th. Hope everybody had a safe, enjoyable July 4th, enjoying America's birthday here. All you English people, hope you enjoyed your day at work. Oops, sorry. No, just kidding. Oh, I had to get that in. It's all in good fun, I promise. July the 5th. Let's see what our birthdays and on this day in racing history is. July 5th, indeed, the day after July 4th. You know, big if true, Matthew. Big if true. Josh, get that line warmed up. Matthew's not helping. Thank you. Birthdays for July 5th. Rafael Lessard, former driver in the NASCAR Truck Series. Josh won a pickleball championship back-to-back. Oh, look at him go. Born on this day in 2002, Corey Heim, but it was a not-so-happy 23rd birthday because, of course, he failed to qualify for tomorrow's Cup race. So, I think there have been better birthdays in life that have been joined. Anyway, most recent Xfinity Series race on this day was in 2019 when Ross Chastain won the Circle K Firecracker 250 at Daytona. On this day in 2020, Kevin Harvick won the Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis. Valtteri Bottas won the Austria Grand Prix at the Red Bull Ring. This day in 2015, Lewis Hamilton won the British Grand Prix. And in a race that took forever and a day, Dale Earnhardt Jr. won the Coke Zero 400 at Daytona, as Matthew so eloquently put it in a chat this morning. Also the start of the Rick Allen Error at NBC. Not era, error. E-R-R-O-R. Also, Austin Dillon almost died in that race. Took a savage crash in the final lap of that race. On this day in 2013, Matt Kenseth won a then nationwide series race at Daytona, Firecracker 250. On this day in 2009, the late Justin Wilson scored the win for the Indy cars at Watkins Glen. On this day in 2008, Kyle Busch won the Cup Series Coke Zero 400 powered by Coca-Cola at Daytona, which Bill Weber and the crew lost their ever-loving mind on a wreck. Josh I think Matthew played that for you last week during a rain delay, actually, that one. So there you go.
Did, because he did play me a lot of things last week. Didn't you, Matthew Owens?
On this day in 2003, Greg Biffle won his first career Cup race, the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. Also, John Wood won a truck race at Kansas. And Sebastian Bourdais won U.S. Bank Presents the Cleveland Grand Prix for the kart series. On this day in 1998, Dale Earnhardt Jr. won the Busch Series Die Hard 250 at Milwaukee. On this day in 1997, Ron Hornaday won the Truck Series Sears Die Hard 200 at Milwaukee. And John Andretti scored the victory in the Pepsi 400 at Daytona, which included a infamous bit of spotter commentary and spotter feed in the last lap from ESPN. That might be the next clip I send into the chat later tonight. Now that I've now I can. Real quick, let's go to pit road.
Here, but was bounced.
The tire damage after the 41 punted it into the fence. So we'll watch the two of them on the racetrack to see if anything else comes up between the two drivers, Dylan.
Austin Hill was pretty happy with his race car, said it drives.
At some points, I hate Premier Sports.
Was balanced left to right, and Sheldon Creed there, who you see, said that he felt like they gave up rear grip, but overall, their car was pretty good. He also has requested an ice bag. It's hot here today, and even hotter inside the race cars.
Race off.
Thank you, Dylan, for that.
I don't know what that mess was from Premier Sports, but we got half a pit report.
Yeah, Premier Sports had Kim Coon sound like she had a stroke over there in the pits. But anyway, where we at here? Alain Prost won the French Grand Prix in '81. Jochen Rindt won the French Grand Prix in '70. And on this day in 1909, Eaton McMillan won the AAA Champ Car Series Denver Trophy race at the Brighton Road Race Course. Josh, I don't know if you can have this, if you have your thing pulled up yet. If you have your team screen, please do, because I'm about to I'm turning on the camera here, and I'm going to show you what I'm wearing here for the next little bit in honor of everything. All right, here we go.
Oh God, okay.
It's Burger Man!
Okay, beautiful.
It is Burger Man, the Hub City Spartan Burgers. I purchased this hat last Friday night at the old ball game.
That is truly inspirational.
Oh man, I tell you, it's a great hat. You can't see it, as you on JBM can't see it, but Josh maybe could take a picture and maybe he could put it up or something. You can see it there.
I can put you live on JBM if you want.
Just do that for a split second so everybody can see the hat. Because to show how serious we take our business here.
Let me cook.
Yeah, let you cook. Yeah, let you cook a hamburger. But anyway,
I kind of gave you that one, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. I don't think it's on right, but I don't think it really matters either. I don't know if there's a right way to wear this, to be perfectly honest with you.
I might be able to put... Hold on. I've not done this with Microsoft Teams before. I'm going to try and do it with Microsoft Teams.
The world waits with bated breath.
No. Okay.
Uh-oh. Maybe?
Yeah, it went very... Maybe?
I still have nothing up on the YouTube feed. I've got it pulled up just to make sure.
This one. Yes. Okay, let me just edit. Let me just edit this. Hold on. This is live editing that Seth can see behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
but not live editing because it's not live yet.
It's not live yet.
I'll even put you in the space where I normally go.
I feel honored.
There you go. And you are... oh, hold on.
Shane Van Gisbergen's still the leader. We're still under caution in case.
You are live. There you go. Hold on, people can't hear you. There you go. There you go. The audio should be fixed now.
Woohoo!
Okay, this is peak broadcast right here. Absolute peak broadcast. We love to see it. Okay, goodbye, Seth.
Hey, I picked up 2 viewers on that. Burger Man! Woo! All right, now get me out of here. I'm turning the camera off. That's enough of my ugly mug for one.
God. We are going green this time, by the way, viewers. So
it's perfect timing.
You will be saved from whatever the
That is
hell
perfect-
just
that is
happened
perfect
on
timing.
that broadcast.
Save that clip for the USR for the end of season highlight reel. I tell you.
USRN out of context free Matthew Owens. There you go, right there.
Thing is, he's going to make this a video. He's going to learn how to edit that and make that put that video clip on there instead of the plain old USRN thing.
Hello,
so.
Matthew. I'm here as well. I can also do that.
Shane Van Gisbergen and Jeb Burton on the front row. Green flag back of the air. Lap 4 of stage number 2. Van Gisbergen gets the good jump. It is Jeb Burton in second. Jesse Love and Christian Eckes side by side for third. Eckes started at the tail end of the field, but due to some altering strategy, he moves up into the 4th position as they work their way out of the second corner and head down a long straightaway. No surprise, Josh. It's all SVG.
Yeah, absolutely. But side by side, a little bit further back, that is for 6th and 7th. Race recap, it's lap 19 of 50 with your leader SVG. Cautions 2 for 7 laps, and there's only been 1 lead change, which was Sheldon Creed and SVG, but SVG got it back. This is Die under pressure, a little bit of debris kicked up as we head down towards turn 6, but all is safe for now with Jesse Love under pressure.
Jesse Love and now trying to put the heat on Jeb Burton to try and grab second, and he will. Jesse Love up to second. Burton now back to third. Eckes drops back to the 4th position. Then you have Josh Williams, who is in the top 5. Preston Pardis, Daniel Dye, Ryan Ellis, Anthony Alfredo, Thomas Annunziata. So some new names inside the top 10. As we start the second stage, Brandon Jones trying to rebound after that black flag. He's going to get by Ryan Ellis.
And he'll try and get past Ryan Ellis now. This is on board with Connor Zilic, as in front of Zilic is the number 41. As we go across the line, little bit of dice in here as we head down towards turn 1. This could get spicy to 71. Bit on the inside, Zilic around the outside, out of turn 1.
Yeah, it could get a little scary there, dicey, hairy, whatever one you use. Zilic, though, makes the move easily. I'm telling you right now, if you don't want an SVG snoozer, this might be your one hope, Connor Zilic, because he has a car, he knows how to run these races, and he is a man on a mission. As he is now trying to set his sights on, who is that in front of him? Sam Mayer? I believe it is. So Connor Zilic, just outside of the top 10 in that Red Bull 88. Looks under braking here to turn, I believe this is what, 5 or 6, but anyway, maybe a little further up the track than that. Here is Thomas Annunziata, Anthony Alfredo, and Sheldon Creed battling. Those guys having a solid run here. Again, Alfredo, the one who leads this pack in that sharp-looking black and blue, number 42. How about you? We just rhymed view. But anyway, very lame at the end there. Say me, Josh, what happened here with Alfredo and Daniel Dye?
stuff. A little bit of contact as we head. That was in between
Right
turn
explanation.
4 and turn 5 as down in towards turn 1 we go. My chair is not doing what I want it to do. There we go. Three wide nearly. Going in towards turn 2 we go, and this is involving the number 70, who was very close to the wall, didn't hit it. Alfredo and Hill. This battle is 7th, 8th and 9th, I do believe. Massive lock up into towards turn 4. I think everyone got through just as the camera pans away while it's still on air. Hello, direct to camera. Okay, I'm not gonna get in there.
Shane Van Gisbergen has nearly a 4-second advantage over Jesse Love.
Can I go to bed yet?
No, because if I'm going to suffer through this, someone else has to as well. Here's Daniel Dye.
Yeah.
And
Matthew.
Brandon Jones battling in the top 10. I was going to say, I'm looking to see, every time I say something, I want to change the camera so I can look at Josh and see what he reacts. And he's looking like he's out on the beach. He's on the lake there. Just kick back, relax. Oh, somebody got the wall there. Somebody got the wall there. I've been Allgaier.
This is a live view inside late night NASCAR races in the JT production booth. This is literally what it is like.
Well, hell, this is early compared to what last Friday was. My God.
Yeah. But
Connor Zilic on the
I've
move
been
again.
on Wimbledon all day.
Yeah, it's very true.
And before Wimbledon,
Of course,
I
nothing
was
phases
F1.
you. Again, you're talking about you just made a 7.5-mile hike, so nothing phases you. By the way, you want to pronounce the that Welsh town you sent to us in the chat the other day? It's got about 27 letters in it.
It's more than that.
Yeah, I was trying to be generous, I suppose. All right, Daniel Dye holding up traffic here. Shane Van Gisbergen's lead nearly 5 seconds over the Jesse Love machine.
Characters.
How many?
58.
God almighty. Shane Van Gisbergen continues to show the way. Connor Zilic, though, outside the top 10, he's in 14th, but he's on the move. Let's see if he can make a move on the Sammy Smith machine. Daniel Dye gives way to Smith, and now
Trying in Northwest Wales, it's all right.
Okay, thank you, weird voiceover man. As Kristen Eckes and Preston Pardis trying to.
Right from Clanby to push Gwingus, go get a Quindrobus, Clan to Cilio, go.
Oh, that's the meteorologist pronouncing the name of the town. Oh, okay, I got you.
There you go.
Must have had a lot of practice at it. Here's Preston Pardis making a move on Christian Eckes. And he'll bring Thomas Annunziata with him into the hairpin here on the final corner and back to the main straightaway. Eckes bounces off the wall. Keeps on trucking, but that was difficult. He's going to lose 9th, though, to Brandon Jones. So Eckes up to 9th. We're almost at the halfway point of this race, if you can believe it. And you're missing nothing at the front with Shane Van Gisbergen dominating this race as expected. Brandon Jones 9th, Christian Eckes 10th. Sheldon Creed, of course, on the move up into the 5th position. And looks like Anthony Alfredo has brought his car to pit road. So an issue there. Weather today, 91 degrees Fahrenheit, 33 degrees Celsius for those in Josh's world that keep up with that do it like that. 15-mile-an-hour winds from the southwest. It is the Windy City, after all, and 42% humidity. Shane Van Gisbergen, all on his own. 8 laps to go in stage number 2. We pick up the Brandon Jones battle maybe with Annunziata. No, I forgot. We're in break. So, okay, here's Jones. Josh, does he make a pass? I think he does. Now they go to a replay. Of course they do. This is Allgaier a minute ago. Yo. right. So here is Sheldon Creed and Jeb Burton and Austin Hill. So Creed is now up to third. And Matt DiBenedetto has found the barrier. That angry leprechaun's going to be even angrier. Oh, he's got a lot of right front damage. The Royal Oak Leprechauns machine. So, tough break there for the 99 of Matt DiBenedetto. Daniel Dye, Austin Green, and Harrison Burton and Taylor Gray. Outside the top 10, a battle. Nick Sanchez is there too. So now here is Sanchez. Drives it in. Can't quite make a pass, though, on Taylor Gray. This is outside the top 20, I do believe. Yeah. Last time around, at least, Sanchez was scored back in the 22nd position. Of course, the winner last weekend in Atlanta at Hampton, Georgia. Daniel Dye side by side with somebody there. That could have been Harry. Everybody keeps it pointed in the right direction. Taylor Gray now trying to make a move to the inside of Daniel Dye, and he's got the spot. And there's caution on the speedway. Caution.
What
okay,
were
DiBenedetto
you just saying about people keeping it the right way? Oh, it's debris. I will let you off.
That had to be from DiBenedetto's car. Because he was kind of crabbing it through there. So caution's out again for an issue. And confirmation from Bob Pockris, the debris is the tire carcass for Matt DiBenedetto. So Shane Van Gisbergen in the lead, followed by Jesse Love, Sheldon Creed, Austin Hill, Jeb Burton, Josh Williams, Preston Artis, Brandon Jones, Connor Zilich, and Sammy Smith. That's your top 10. As we work the caution flag here at the Chicago Street Course. There's the Benedetto in pit road in that in the Leprechaun mobile. And the right side of that car. Still being out there. By the way, Josh, do you know what Royal Oak Leprechauns are?
They are a thing.
They're a minor league summer collegiate baseball team that plays in Royal Oak, Michigan, which is about 10 miles north of downtown Detroit.
And why, in the name of love, there's a song lyric in there, would I know that?
I just, Matthew asks me all the time stuff I don't know, and I ask him stuff I don't know. It's just thing. They've never made the playoffs. I think they've only had two winning records in the history of their franchise. What's 1 + 1? That depends. We talking normal math or new math? 1 and 1 is 2. 1 + 1 is 2, which is the number of out of control people. Wrong window. 1 + 1 window. Okay, that must be a joke. Must be a British joke I don't get. It's maths, not math. Oh, yes. Of course. Oh, I just now looked it up. I just now looked up the 1 + 1 window thing. Okay. That is whoever thought of that is very creative. And has way more creative juice than I do. All SVG at the front, of course. It's all Alex Palou and IndyCar. He's on the pole for tomorrow. Interesting conversation between Junior and Zilich. Dale Jr. asked him, did you put somebody in the wall at turn 8? Connor said, I don't think he hit the wall, but I moved him. He tried to pass me back after I passed him. Dale said, I think he did hit the wall. I'm in the pit stall next to him, and I don't want him coming over here.
Seth, I'm going to show you something truly revolutionary on my camera. There you go.
Okay, I'm looking. I can't wait to see. I saw that yesterday. Oh my word. Quick yellow. There's a joke that I can copy to be made there, but Josh is not 18 yet, so I'm going to let that one go. He has completely disappeared from my line of sight. He's like, I've had enough of this bull crap. Oh, now he is. He's back. Yay! And Van Gisbergen's in. Van Gisbergen's in. Probably just, it's the changed tires, it looks like, though. So, remember we told you earlier I'll be having a carburetor issue. I don't think that's the case.
There you go.
Why was that a graphic? He has a 100% finishing record in 9 Silverstone starts. Yeah, well, it would be. I have a 100% hot dog finishing record at Logan Street Hot Dogs in Gaffney. Where's my graphic, damn it? But anyway. So quick yellow. So everybody's coming in. I thought we was about to get the green, and he was the only one that came in. But apparently he was not the only one that came in. So I overreacted. I am just, well, I'm all over the place. Free pass to Anthony Alfredo. That's free pasta, don't you know? I could use some free pasta right now.
American tries to pronounce pasta.
Yeah, I forget. That's different too. It's not pasta, it's pasta. Not pasta.
British/American English is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it's something.
And, well, we once again link back to the Michael McIntyre thing many a times. Racquetball.
I'm playing basketball. That's actually a song. I want that basketball.
Horseback riding. Anyway, we are getting ready to get back underway here.
All right, real quick, I'm gonna grab me a Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of NASCAR, a mini bottle, and then off we go from there.
As Seffi's echoes into the background, and well, how such a professional broadcaster leaving me solo? How dare he? As we go lights out, lights out on the pace car. We are going green this time. You could not write this stuff from Seth Eves. It's Jesse Love, Creed, Austin Hill, Jeff Burton, Williams.
This is what happens when you put me in solo charge for road course broadcast, because this can happen here. All right, Josh, you see the camera now.
That guy, but it's a street circuit. But I
street circuit or whatever. I got a Coke and I got some.
Oh, okay. We're definitely not going green because the number 91
God, someone's out of the car. Josh
is
Bilicki.
Overheating.
Josh Bilicki wanted to take some time to showcase today's sponsor, Lifeway Keeper. Drink the water, witch. But anyway. Now back to the caution. So Josh saw my crisps and Coca-Cola, fizzy drink, as you call them over there, I believe is the proper term.
We do call them soft drinks as well sometimes.
Okay.
Or if you want to go like really, really British, carbonated beverage.
There you go. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Josh Balicki. Let me rephrase that. Thank you, Josh Balicki. The last thing we needed was for this caution to continue. Sheldon Creed with the race lead after the sequence of pit stops. How the hell do we have 24 people watching this? That is amazing. Shout out to every one of y'all. You probably need another hobby, but we do appreciate you watching.
Can I go to sleep yet? Oh wait, Shane Van Gisbergen isn't leading, so I think we're okay. I don't have to go to sleep yet. Here is proof that people will argue about anything.
Oh God!
This is a glass of water.
That. Huh?
is this glass of water? And I will even put it on stream. Is this glass of water half full or half empty? Or is it more than half? It's more than half, isn't it? Definitely. Anyway. Hello, people, by the way. There's no way I just went full screen for... Yeah, anyway. Wimbledon. Seth, have you been keeping up on Wimbledon?
I have been. I'm not a big tennis fan, but I know Matt. But I do like the Wimbledon theme that we use on USRN. I know Matthew's a big tennis fan, and I'm all for a tournament with chaos, and Lord knows we've got plenty of that at that tournament.
I mean, you could say that, yes.
I mean, all the seeded players losing, and it's just
unless your name is Sinner, Alcaraz, or Djokovic, yes. Don't ever mention Carlos Alcaraz in front of Matthew Owens, because you will make him go on an absolute riot, and I'm telling you now, just don't.
I'm well aware of his disdain for the way he plays.
I now await a message from the producer Oracle himself.
Hey Josh, you want a golf update?
We are on one to go, about to go green, but yeah, sure.
No, I'm being sarcastic because I know you told me that you didn't like golf, so you know. Getting set to go green with 2 laps to go on the stage. We try to do our job. Sheldon Creed, Jesse Love, Jeb Burton, Austin Hill, Brandon Jones, Josh Williams, Sammy Smith, Connor Zilic, Justin Allgaier, Thomas Annunziata. That is the top 10. 2 to go in the stage. How is it all going to work out? That turn can be as they run on to South Michigan Avenue. Or Sherry Punch would say South Michigan Avenue. All right. Pace car's off. Exiting that turn. Here we go. 2 laps to settle the stage. Important stage. Once Creed gets into the wall before they get the green flag. This could be dicey heading to turn 1. Love cuts off Creed. An aggressive move by Jesse Love. It's Creed to second. Then you've got Hill and Burton as Zilic tries to make up lost ground.
And he'll try and make up lost ground as we head in towards turn 2. Everyone clear in the top 10. Through turn 2, here comes Creed pulling alongside on the inside of the number 2 of Jesse Love. Through turn 3 we go, the kink in the backstretch down into the braking zone of turn 4 we go now, and it's Creed who gets ahead of Love for the lead.
So Sheldon Creed at the top of it. Whoa, Jeff Burton sideways in front of Connor Zilic. That was a bit close. Zilic, though, stays behind Burton, but it's Sheldon Creed to the lead at Chicago. Love trying to fight back, can't do it. Meanwhile, Zilic takes the spot away from Jeb Burton. So move Connor Zilic up 1. He's up to 4th. He is on the move. It is still Sheldon Creed. It is Sheldon Creed with the race lead. Now they're all single file through the short stretch here until you go back to the Nunziata back there. He's having a bit of a battle as they carry on into the corner. They work their way through now through South Michigan Avenue onto the final short stretch, the final set of corners. They'll be ready to begin the final lap of the stage here in a moment as Sheldon Creed looking for 10 stage points and 1 playoff points. Van Gisbergen stuck in traffic, but you know he's going to make up the places as the last lap of the stage gets underway. Here's Carson Kvapil taking a peek at Austin Green, Josh.
And he'll do that up towards turn 2 we go now. Zilic looks down the inside, looks around the outside. SVG also involved in there as well. The number 9, Zilic up in 4th at the moment as he crossed the line side by side.
Boy, Harrison Burton's having none of Van Gisbergen. He went to make a move, and Harrison said, "Oh, no, you don't." He threw a block on him. I think you're delaying the inevitable there, Harry, but a good effort nevertheless. He battles Kvapil, though. Now Van Gisbergen's going to try and make this 3 wide. Somebody's got to back off. It's Burton who backs off, and Van Gisbergen makes the double overtake as expected.
And he'll go up the inside. SVG of the 48 of Sanchez. Kvapil getting involved in that as well. As now we look at the, I believe that was the other Red Bull car of Zilic.
Yeah, Zilic looking for 3rd on Hill.
Which he'll do now. It's still Creed, Love, Hill, Zilic, your top 4.
Green and white checkered.
Jinx.
Oh. I would say you owe me a Coke, but I already have one. Sheldon Creed wins stage 2 from Jesse Love, Austin Hill, Connor Zilic, and Sammy Smith, the top 5. Then it was Jeb Burton, Josh Williams, Justin Allgaier, Brandon Jones, and Thomas Annunziata. No hot lap. We usually say those for Sunday. By the way, Matt, if I know Matt White probably isn't listening, but Matthew, if you are, tell Mr. White to get ready for tomorrow. Of course, I'm taking the day off tomorrow because I can do that if I want to. It's in my fake contract, my 3-cent contract, don't you know? So what we're going to do here. Let's go Wide World of Sports update here on this Saturday early evening now. And we're going to start in Major League Baseball. Plenty of action in the afternoon. There in Chicago, the Cubs were at home against the Cardinals earlier today at Wrigley, and the Cardinals beat the first place Cubs 8-6. Minnesota beat Tampa Bay 6-5 as well. A walk-off bunt single for Brooks Lee. Games in progress. Angels and Blue Jays are tied at third. Tied at third. Tied at 3 in the top of the 10th. Oh, boy, that's definitely an out-of-context one there. Red Sox lead the Nationals 9, top of the 7th. In the bottom of the 7th, the Phillies lead the Reds 6-4 as they head to the bottom of the 6th. Also, the bottom of the 6th, Arizona 4-1 up on Kansas City. Baltimore and Atlanta tied at 5 in the 6th. Milwaukee and Miami tied at 2 in the 7th. Later tonight, Detroit's at Cleveland. Houston is at the Dodgers. The White Sox are at Colorado as 2 of the worst teams in baseball meet up. Rangers are at the Padres. The Giants at the A's, and the Pirates are at the Mariners. PGA Tour final 3rd round of the John Deere Classic in Illinois has finished up. The man they chase, Davis Thompson, will head into tomorrow with the lead at 15 under. Brian Campbell, Emiliano Grillo, Max Homa, and David Lipsky tied for second, just 1 shot off the lead. Should be a great ending to that event. Club World Cup, Real Madrid beat Borussia Dortmund. PSG beat Bayern. Semifinals now set. Chelsea will play the one non-European team in the Final Four, Fluminense, while PSG and Bayern will play. England lost, Josh, in the Women's Euros 2-1 to France, while the Netherlands were a 3-0 winner over Wales. I believe that pretty much covers the hot lap. 3-1 Real Madrid. That game actually in the 4th minute of stoppage time. So it's not over yet, but it essentially is.
Yeah. Let me just quickly get something up. Hold on. I will try and get it up. Stand by.
This is behind the wall here. Anthony Alfredo has gone to the garage.
Yeah, it's the Speedworth Speed Weekend here at Vauxhall Stadium, Ipswich. The National Hot Rods Support World Final Wildcard Final was won by 944, and the Superstocks British Championship was 713 in first, 955 in second, 511 in third. The National Hot Rods World Final tomorrow being over 75 laps around the quarter mile over at Vauxhall Stadium.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Cool deal. Cool deal.
Basically, in the UK, you've got the F1 Grand Prix weekend, and then you've got the short oval speed massive weekend. So if you're a fan of motorsports, you're either at Silverstone or you're at Ipswich, because it is basically it's massively modified hot rods, 75 laps around a quarter mile oval. It's around 20 minutes, and let's just say they kicked off the action around 20 past 10 this morning, and they didn't finish until 8:30 at night.
Good God.
Yeah. That was how big day one of Speed Weekend was.
Real quick, I hate to do so to be somber here, but I've got to go. But I've got to go a bit real life here, some serious business before we go back to green. Our best thoughts, prayers, and best wishes to those affected by those terrible floods out in central Texas, out near Kerrville out there. Just awful flooding, which is taking the lives, I think, of some young people as well that were a part of a church camp, washed away, and just all the pictures out of there are just hard to watch. And also, we're in Chicago, and a sad day if you're a Chicago sports fan. Bobby Jenks, who was the closer on the 2005 Chicago White Sox baseball team, former All-Star, passed away yesterday in Portugal. He'd been battling adenocarcinoma, a form of stomach cancer. He was just 44 years old. So our thoughts, prayers, and best wishes to his family, and the White Sox family on the passing of Bobby Jenks, a key part of one of the best teams that no one talks about in terms of championship teams in this country. That baseball team in 2005, they didn't really have any superstars. They're not going to have a crap ton of Hall of Famers, but they had dudes who could play baseball, and they were a fun watch, that's for sure. So, and of course, they're celebrating the 20th anniversary of that team. So that one's a tough one. Not going to lie. And of course, our thoughts and prayers are still with the Jota family after that tragic news we saw the other day of Diogo Jota and his brother dying in that car accident in Spain. Working lap 33 of 50. Sheldon Creed is being scored as the leader here in the Loop 110. Jesse Love, Austin Hill, Connor Zilich, Sammy Smith, Josh Williams, Justin Allgaier, Thomas Annunziata, Sam Mayer, and Austin Green. just about set to, or hopefully here, we'll get back to green here very, very soon. They said it was going to be a quick yellow. Here's a Formula One statistic for you.
Lance Stroll has a 100% finish record?
No. Since Monza last year, Nico Hülkenberg has the same amount of points as the 3 Red Bull second drivers in that time combined.
Nico Hülkenberg to Red Bull.
Maybe so. Maybe so. So, lights are still on this Chevrolet pace car. And the big question is, because Van Gisbergen's still there, does anybody have anything for Van Gisbergen? And you're saying, well, he's not in the leader. Well, folks, he will be there. He will be there really, really soon. He'll be up there. Don't you worry about that. He's going to restart 11th. Oh, there's a piece of debris right there going into the turn there. So make sure not to hit that. And then as we look at this Jesse Love pass again for some reason, or the Sheldon Creed, I guess just because it's a pass for the lead. Sheldon Creed's the man, though. Could today be the day he gets that breakthrough win? I still say it's going to come down to Van Gisbergen and Zilich. And I lean SVG, but I think Zilich could give him a good run. Lights are now off. There will be 16 laps to go in the race when we get the green. Sheldon Creed is going to be the leader. I think Josh has gone to sleep. His camera is off. All right. Wake up, Joshy. There he is. He's back, folks. He's back. Yay. All right, Josh, what's going to happen here in these last 16 laps?
I was always here.
What's
I am always watching. What's
going to happen, bud, in these last 16 laps?
3 letters. I don't even have to say those letters.
Yeah.
Him. SVG.
You didn't have to say it. He said it anyway. Yeah. I think a lot of people think that. Let's see, though, if anybody can rough him up.
Zilich, though. Definitely.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's going to be SVG and Zilich. Because I favor SVG, but I think Zilich is the best that could maybe carry a half a fight to him. He's going to restart 4th here, Zilich. SVG is going to restart 11th with still 16 laps to go. That's a ways to go here on a 2-mile street circuit. See, I called it a street circuit that time. Josh, points for me. Yay! Here we go. Love and Creed on the front row, heating up on a hot day, summer day in Chicago. Green flag about to go back in the air for the final 16 laps in the Loop 110. Sheldon Creed and Jesse Love on the front row. Green flag in the air. Good restart for Creed. He's going to be cleared to the lead. While the Childress teammates now battle it for second. Here's Zilich looking to make a move. Love shuts him off, though. It's Creed with the lead. Hill and Love side by side for second.
And they'll go side by side up towards turn 2 we go now. Still side by side through the turn we go. And that is in the wall. That is the number 70. Will he get collected by anyone? The 54, yes. The 35. And, well, the 70 has got away, but the 54 may not.
That is a real shame for Thomas Annunziata, who was having a really good day. Zilich up to third, Josh.
And we'll go down towards turn 6. And we stay green for now. And that is a full rear bumper.
Well, there's no
and
way
we
you
go
can stay
yellow.
green. There's no way. It's freaking back bumpers on the track. And what happened to that piece of debris that was in the groove of the start? I think somebody hit that to cause... I think Annunziata hit that to start the wreck. There was a freaking piece of debris, maybe not in the complete racing groove, but it's still on the track, and you've... somebody screwed the pooch there, that's for sure. Watch right here. See right there? I can't do the telemetry, but you saw it right there. And, where he was trying to avoid hitting that piece of debris, and then Taylor Gray. I just really don't know what that was all about. That's a shame for Annunziata. He was having a really good day. Thomas Annunziata, the 20-year-old from Colts Neck, New Jersey.
He was, of course, in 8th place. SVG just got away with that, as SVG now moves up to 7th.
Annunziata driving full-time the Trans Am Series. Of course, last week he got his first stock car win of note. He won the ARCA race at Lime Rock last week. So, and he was on his way to a sure top 10 for an underfunded team that needed the Cope Racing team. An underfunded team that could really have used a good top 10 finish, but unfortunately he has problems in the dying embers of this race. So the caution is out again. Sheldon Creed is still the leader from Austin Hill, Connor Zilich, Jesse Love, Sammy Smith, Justin Allgaier, Shane Van Gisbergen, Sam Mayer, Josh Williams, and Nick Sanchez. Williams having a good day.
The Benedetto has also gotten damage somewhere from that.
Well, he's got the free pass. Remember, he had that problem earlier in the race that caused. He brought out that one caution, I think, towards the end of the second stage. Because he had that debris that flew off. He hit the wall earlier, so I don't think it's anything new with him.
Repaired.
No.
First time I've noticed it. 15 laps to go.
So, Josh, JBM crew a little bit busy tomorrow. Why don't you tell everybody about it?
Hello. Sure, why not? Let me get the sheet up. So, hello. So, from 8:15 we start. It's the British F4 Race 2. That's from 8:15. BST 3:15 Eastern. Then at 9:25, 4:25 Eastern, it's the F3 British Grand Prix feature race. GB3 is in Hungary for race 2. That will be recorded and uploaded later. F2 have their British Grand Prix feature race. That is at 11 a.m. BST, I believe 6 a.m. Eastern. Then the Formula 1 British Grand Prix. We are on air at 1:30, a full hour and a half build-up with lights out at 3 p.m. IndyCar Mid-Ohio warm-up will also be recorded and uploaded later to the channel. Frecker have their second race at Hungary. That is at 2:35, and that will be on JB2 with Omi. And then GB3 have their third race at Hungary at 4:30, which is, I believe, 11:30 for you guys over in Eastern. That is also with Omi on JB2. The IndyCar Mid-Ohio Grand Prix, we are on air from 6 p.m. British Summer Time, 1 p.m. Eastern, with green flag at 6:22 BST, 1:22 Eastern. That will be JB, Omi, and a whole mix of people. And then NASCAR Cup Series on air from 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. BST on the JBM side, with a green flag of 7:25 BST to 25 Eastern. And of course, you can catch every single ball live, every single match, every single set, every single game live of Wimbledon tomorrow. The 3 matches on Centre Court will be live from 1:30 p.m. BST, I believe 8:30 in the morning Eastern Time, and that will be all day, one continuous live stream, and that'll be me producing that once again. That is the schedule across all 3 of our current active channels, with a 4th channel becoming active soon here on the JB Motorsports Network. Well, the JB Network now, I guess, because JB Sports isn't really motorsports.
And a partridge in a pear tree. Thank you, Josh.
14 laps to go. We're going green at the end of this lap in the loop 110 at Chicago. In the NASCAR Xfinity Series, Creed is the car who will restart this in first, and he is the choose car. Austin Hill alongside Zillage in third, Jesse Love 4th, and Sammy Smith in 5th.
I've created a monster. Taylor Gray said his shoe snapped at the base and isn't sure what gear he's in after getting pushed into a Nunziata, so he thinks he's stuck in 2nd gear. So, there you go. So again, there'll be 13 laps to go. When we get the green flag, it's Creed, Hill, Zillage, Love, Smith,
Going green.
Allgaier, Van Gisbergen, Mayer, Williams, and Sanchez. That's your top 10. 13 to go at Chicago. Will cautions breed cautions? Will this be the last one? Who the heck knows? Here we go. 13 laps to settle it. Sheldon Creed, good to get it physical with his former teammate Austin Hill. He's got the lead as they come to the line, but all eyes are definitely going to be on Zillage and Van Gisbergen. Zillage already up to 2nd as he goes around the outside of Hill.
And he goes right round the outside of Hill. Will he get the move done? As it's currently out in front, as Connor Zillage getting involved as well in the battle behind. As we head down through turn 3, we go now on board with Connor Zillage, looking back at the 21 of Austin Hill. He looks down the inside at turn 4, isn't able to get anything done. In towards turn 5 we go now, out of turn 5, down the backstretch towards turn 6. 5 cautions for 15 laps, and we've got a car around. Is that the number 4? I believe it is.
Parker Retzloff around and Zillage goes for the lead. He's got it. Connor Zillage to the lead. Creed's going to try and come back. I don't know if he's going to. Hill gives him a little bit of a bump. Goodness me. Connor Zillage, the race leader, with Sheldon Creed in 2nd as they work their way through the back half of the speedway, onto another short stretch and onto another left-hander. Zillage with the lead. Creed now moves to 2nd. Connor Zillage from near the back to the lead. An unbelievable drive as he exits the corner. 12 laps to go for Connor Zillage. He leads. Creed is 2nd, Hill 3rd, Smith 4th, and Van Gisbergen 5th. Josh, what happened to Parker Retzloff?
He got into the back of another car, which got into the barriers, and that just spun him round. Just a Constantino effect. Here is a look at it from the turn 5 camera, looking back, and, well, a little bit of contact with the front wall. A little bit of damage for the number 4 car, but we are back live with all guys. Sanchez side by side 3-3.
Battle for 7th. They trade a little bit of paint. Sanchez makes the pass stick, and he's going to make it. So give Sanchez 7th. Allgaier now to 8th, and Mayer is lurking back there in 9th. So everybody trying to fight for any spot they can get in the final laps of this one. So Nick Sanchez up to P7. Connor Zilich is pulling away as you'd expect it to. 4-car length lead over Sheldon Creed. Shane Van Gisbergen stuck in 5th. He's got Sammy Smith next on his hit parade. And Van Gisbergen going to try to slide it around. Can't quite do it. He has to stay tucked in line. No real passing zone yet. You know, though, when he finds a passing zone, he's going to take advantage, and here he goes. I thought he was there, and then the camera cut off of it for some reason. Well, he's made the pass. Boy, that was quick, wasn't it? Van Gisbergen makes the pass up to 4th. He still has 11 laps to try and get to Zilich. He's got 3 cars and 3 seconds to make up.
Yes, we head in towards turn 1 now with 11 laps to go. As you said, of the loop 110 in towards turn 2 we go. Zilich, Creed, Austin Hill, SVG behind. SVG, as you can already see, has visually caught up with 3rd place. Will he look down Austin Hill's inside going in towards turn 4? No, he won't. He's too far back. But I think at the end of this lap, he could have him, if not right on his back bumper.
It would be a great show of Zilich and Van Gisbergen if we get it, but Shane's got to get the whip out here. He is drawing a beat on Austin Hill, but he stays tucked in behind for right now. Van Gisbergen right behind that red, white, and blue 21 of Austin Hill. Here's Van Gisbergen now, tucked in behind Austin Hill. Going to the inside now. Van Gisbergen now is tucked back in line. And Van Gisbergen now trying to reel in as he has Austin Hill in front of him. Trying to take advantage here. Let's see. Does he make a move out of 12 or out of 11 yet? No, he doesn't. Out of 12, he hit the wall. Now he's going to have a chance here to really set up here. And Matthew Owens makes a good point in another chat. I'll sit to that in a minute. He says Shane's got to get these 2 cars quick because Connor's got clean air and he's making his best laps of the day. He bumps Hill out of the way. Van Gisbergen, there he goes. Zilich just set a fastest lap.
Yeah, it was either going to be turn 2 or turn 3 where SVG got Hill. Now Hill will go up on the inside of Sammy Smith to take that place immediately back from Sammy Smith, but Sammy Smith is not letting that 21 go. Sammy Smith continually going on the back bumper to 21 down towards 6 with Jesse Love behind.
So Van Gisbergen is long gone from Hill. Sammy Smith 2 top 10s the last 3 road/street course races, so he's getting the hang of this, and he's going to have a pretty solid day. Now the next car for Van Gisbergen to try and pass is Sheldon Creed. 10 laps to go, but as Matthew mentioned our voice in the ear, Zilich is making hay and he's getting away. He just set the Xfinity fastest lap award, so he would have that if the race ended. And he's got the clean air, which means he is now almost unassailable, you would think. It's a 2.5-second lead he has over Creed. And let's see there. I mean, I honestly now, Josh, he 9 to go. He's probably going to need another yellow, which we might get, but that's what he's going to need.
Yeah, absolutely. Another yellow will be helpful.
Still hasn't got around Creed yet. About a car length separating Creed from Van Gisbergen. Battle for the number 2 position. Van Gisbergen whips it a bit wide. Here he goes. Gets really close. Should set up for a good move on the end of this long straightaway on the approach to turn 5. Sheldon Creed On the move. Sheldon Creed is going to let Van Gisbergen's going to go to the inside, and boy, that looked like Creed almost let him go. So Shane Van Gisbergen now up to second. He's got one car to pass, Josh. The problem is he's got about 3 seconds to make up.
Yeah, absolutely, which he will go on the charge now. He's got 9 laps to do it, nearly 8 laps as we head into the final couple of corners of the lap.
As they work their way through, Connor Zilich is your race leader. Can he hold off a hard-charging SVG? And, of course, you know, Zilich, Junior Motorsports Trackhouse Alliance, Van Gisbergen for JRM. How are they going to, these are basically teammates, how are they going to, it's going to race each other? That's going to be something to watch as we head into the final laps. 8 to go as Zilich just crossed the line, and his lead is 3.3 seconds over Van Gisbergen as they work down this long straightaway. Josh, if you could bet on anybody to make up a big deficit in a short amount of time in a place like this, you'd bet on Shane Van Gisbergen to do it.
Yeah.
What was that? I'm sorry. Okay. It's a bit of an issue there with Josh. So, boy, Nick Sanchez and Justin Allgaier battling. That's Allgaier might be out the pace because Sanchez just blew by him there. And he's also going to take the 9th spot from Austin Green. Solid day in that Jordan Anderson car. Green, of course, a road racing specialist, the son of David, who was a Busch Series champion back in 1994. And Allgaier is off the pace. Josh Williams just passed him. Brennan Poole about to pass him. A little bit of contact there. As Allgaier elbows Poole, he's one of just 3 drivers to finish top 10 in both Chicago street races. It doesn't look like he's going to make it 3 for 3, Josh, though. That 7 car is way off the pace.
Way off the pace indeed. Will he come down pit road this time? We will keep an eye on that number 7. He was in 7th, but he has plummeted down the order. And, well, smoke coming from the back of the car. It looked like he will continue on as he passes pit road entry. And across the line he goes at number 7 of Justin Allgaier.
Meanwhile, Van Gisbergen was only able to pick up 2/10 that time. Yeah, Allgaier's got a lot of smoke. NASCAR may have to intervene soon if he, now that he didn't come down pit road, because he's losing another spot, and that smoke continues to get more and more as Blaine Perkins just passed him. Dean Thompson. How about Dean Thompson? He started at the back, rookie driver on the street circuit. He's in the top 15, flirting with the top 15. What happened here?
Just blew up.
Yeah, it's a pretty safe explanation. Or he must have something must have happened within a gear when he grabbed a gear. So
Allgaier,
brakes.
Apparently.
Lost brakes. Lost brakes. Thanks, Oracle. Lost brakes. Brake issue for the 7 of Justin Allgaier. A tough break. Meanwhile, at the front, Connor Zilich, a 3-second lead on Shane Van Gisbergen as they go down the hill and out of 12 and back on to the main straightaway. 6 laps to go. Let's see what the deficit is between the two of them this time. Did Van Gisbergen gain any? Oh, yeah, he gained a little. He gained some there. Is that, I can't make that. Is that 2.3? Did he just pick up 0.8 in a lap? Is that, wow. He picked up 0.8 in 1 lap. Holy cow. Still 2.3 seconds, but my God. That is I gotta say it. That's amazing. He picked up 0.8 in 1 lap. You don't do that on these courses. Oh, the barrier. One's off.
And that's exactly what SVG needed. Caution.
It's the 35 car of Castro. Oh, my word. Oh, Lord. So the caution that SVG needed. Please no overtime, says some people. Andre Castro has found the tire barrier with 6 laps to go. So a tough break. The 26-year-old from New York City who has previously completed in the USF Juniors Championship and the USF 2000 National Championship, one of 2 drivers to win the prestigious Team USA Scholarship in 2021. Running his 6th race. He ran the first 2 years at Chicago. Apparently, they said Connor was saving fuel. So that might explain why Van Gisbergen was able to pick up 8/10. Castro is out of the car. Another look. Well, you got to think it's the 9s to lose now, right? Because I don't think Zilich is going to rough him up much, being that he's a teammate. I feel like roughing him up is going to be his chance. Because they raced head-to-head 4 times in 2024. Zilich finished ahead of him every time, including in Watkins Glen, where he won. Zilich did. Oh, man. Josh, I think we've lost Josh. No, he's just playing on his phone. Okay. He's pulling a Stephen A. Smith. That he's doing solitaire. Marty Lindley.
I mean, he's got a little bit better tires, but yeah, he was having to run hard then. We were still coasting right then, just waiting for him to close the gap, and so it should be a great shootout.
Yeah, it's going to be fun for sure. Kim?
And on the opposite side, Corey Shea calls the shots for SVG. We just heard from Marty Lindley. He said it's going to be a heck of a show. What are you expecting from your driver on this restart?
I think both of them are going to go at it really hard. I think we had really good pace at the end. We ran the fastest lap of the race. We'll see how it ends up. They're both excellent drivers and excellent equipment, and it's going to be a show.
Knowing how good Shane is, especially at this course, does it quell your nerves, calm them a little bit?
Not nervous at all. Come on. I'm terrified up here.
All right. A little fun down here with Corey. Remember the last time the cars were turning left and right, he was at the helm for Daniel Suarez at Mexico, now looking to get another win on his resume as SVG will battle Connor Zilich here in the closing laps at Chicago.
I'm nervous.
Well, there you go. So, let's see here. I'll tell you what. This is what they wanted to see. Everybody was talking about this race, was thinking, would it be a match race between Zilich and SVG, the 2 best pure road racers, road/street racers in the field? But you know, Austin Hill, as Oracle mentions, he might just shove and blast them to Narnia or Soldier Field. By the time when they get this green flag, this is going to get a little bit this could get a little bit dicey here. Oh boy. This is gonna be some battle here. So again, it's Zilich the leader, Van Gisbergen second, rest the top 10, Sheldon Creed, Austin Hill, Sammy Smith, Jesse Love, Nick Sanchez, Sam Mayer, Austin Green, and Josh Williams. This is going to be a doozy. How about Brennan Poole? Josh, the toxic waste hazardous sour candy machine. That tickle your fancy, Josh?
Well, we do always a favourite in the American aisles of British stores and corner shops is toxic waste.
Is that real? Do they actually do have American aisles at those places?
Just like you have British aisles in some stores, like British parts of shelves, we have American. Normally in I am gonna call it gas stations because, well, you're American. But yeah.
Yeah, I think we have a shop here. When I say here, I mean here in America. It's about an hour or so from where there's a couple of them about an hour each way from where I live, called World Market, that has some of those British candies and stuff like that. So, how is it all going to play out? That's the $100,000 question. Anthony Alfredo, by the way, has gone to Twitter and says, strategized our way to the top 10 just in time for the motor to blow up. Angry emoji. I was happy with the Dude White Chevy and hate we have nothing to show for it. This season has been brutal so far.
And it was as fast as Xfinity Mobile or not? Or did we escape that?
All right, Josh, you got to cut your mic off for that one. That's bad. But anyway, Matthew told me you got to cut your mic off for that one. Oh, Lord. My God.
Well, these last however many laps it could be, because we could be going to overtime here. We've just started 3 to go. These last laps, well, the number 9 could be as fast, if not faster, than what it has been previously. You thought I was going to say the thing, but I didn't.
I did.
I think SVG's car will be faster than Xfinity Mobile. There, I said it.
Probably.
Because as we all know, especially in the land of the UK, you have companies which say, oh, it'll be 500 download speed, it'll be 600, it's 200 max at the best of times.
This edition of Josh T Goes Off the Grid is brought to you by no one, unsullied by sponsorship since 2017. Thank you, Dr. O'Neill. No one in the chat section because they're probably too afraid to tell us that we're idiots. 36 watching though, so they were brave enough to listen to us, and for that we are most appreciative. Oh boy. All right. 3 to go. They're coming to the choose. So we're going to have a 2-lap dash between Zilich and SVG, or maybe somebody else can get through if someone like Hill decides to get a little dirty. Van Gisbergen goes inside. He goes driver's left. Zilich goes right. So everybody tries to pick out the proper choose. Here we go. 2 laps, 4 miles. to channel the late, great commentator that's used at the start of these Xfinity broadcasts. 2 to go. Josh, you ready to go? I will take that as a no. Zilic and Van Gisbergen on the front row. 2 laps, 4 miles. Will Creed, Hill, or Smith be desperate enough to try and get the win themselves? How physical, how hard will these 2 aces yet teammates race each other? How physical is it going to get from third on back? We're about to find out. The streets of Chicago hosting a different kind of rush hour express this afternoon. Connor Zilic and Shane Van Gisbergen on the front row. Green flag in the air. 2 laps to go. It's a decent restart for Zilic, but Van Gisbergen stays with him. Zilic is going to try and cut off the block. Here goes Shane. They make a little contact going to turn 1. Van Gisbergen and Creed, and then Zilic almost get the wall, and Van Gisbergen's clear to the lead.
Zilic did hit the wall, and that's put him back. SVG to the lead. They were 3 wide momentarily going in towards turn 2. Zilic thrust to the wall. SVG out in front. Well, you think it's all over now? We'll have to wait. Still 1.5 laps to go. As it's Zilic, Creed, Austin Hill still behind.
So Zilic has to regain lost ground. That might be a lost cause. Creed in 3rd, Hill 4th, and Sammy Smith running in the 5th position as everybody jockeys for positions further back. Van Gisbergen, though, with about a 2-car length lead on Connor Zilic as they work through the hairpin of 4. Knifing their way through. Does Zilic have anything left in the tank? Meanwhile, Sammy Smith a bit wide. That's going to open up the door for Nick Sanchez to possibly grab a position. But at the front, it is Zilic about a car length or 2 behind Van Gisbergen. He's not letting him get that far away. Does he have anything for him, though? They head down the stretch. Here they go. It's Van Gisbergen with the lead. Connor Zilic gets to within about a car length of him. Great corner exit for Van Gisbergen off the corner. White flag in the air. Final lap at Chicago. Next flag ends the race. Shane Van Gisbergen in search of another Chicago win, while Connor Zilic runs in 2nd.
Might actually be able to go to sleep before midnight. Oh my days. Final lap. Exit of turn 2. And, well, yes, you could call me Matt White Jr. after that sentence. SVG, Connor Zilic, Creed currently your top 3. Austin Hill, then it's Sanchez in the orange and white, 48 currently in 5th. But out of turn 5 we go. Down the back stretch towards turn 6 in towards the second half of the lap for Shane Van Gisbergen.
Connor Zilic can see him, but he's not really close enough to make any kind of a move. They head towards 6 on the long straightaway. SVG with the lead. Zilic running in 2nd. Zilic, will he send it in or pack it in as best he can? He's going to try it here. Gets close-ish to the bumper, but not close enough to remove. Another heavy braking zone coming up through the chicane. Van Gisbergen nails the corner. He absolutely hits it perfectly. Hits his marks. A 1-car length lead. Final time around 8, 9, 10, and 11, and 12. It is Van Gisbergen with the lead. Zilic running out of chances. Close, but not close enough. Zilic will have one final shot. Maybe he'll try to pack it in. He's not going to be able to do it. The Kiwi man reigns supreme again. Shane Van Gisbergen wins at Chicago. He wins the Loop 110. Zilic 2nd. Creed 3rd. Hill 4th. Sanchez 5th. SVG roughed up with a restart. And that was all she wrote. What a drive. What an ace he is on these courses. Getting a little bit of a love tap there from Jesse Love. We'll hear from Shane Van Gisbergen and give you the final running order, and then we'll get out of here. So Josh can go to sleep, and I can get my big freaking pretzel at the freight yard in Spartanburg that I showed you a few weeks ago. But a great performance. I mean, just a great race.
There's a replay of Zilich hitting the wall on that restart.
Yeah, I think Gisbergen might have forced him there. Second straight Xfinity Series win here. Second straight year he's won the Xfinity Series race at Chicago. Of course, he won the Cup race here 2 years ago, and he's ahead as he does a John Force drag race down the front straightaway here. A smoke show for these Chicago race fans, and of course, a lot of people think this is going to be what it ends like tomorrow. He's a heavy favorite to win this race. He's win the Cup race tomorrow on USRN and JBM. He's on the pole for that race. He was on his way to winning it last year until he ran into an issue, which eventually gave the victory to Alex Bowman. We're going to hear from Shane as soon as he finishes doing his donuts here in Chicago. Great show. Donuts continue to be... Boy, he is really lining it up here. And is he going to get out of the car? He's finally going to get out here now, I do believe. Window net down. Connor Zilich getting a pat on the back. Great effort for him today. Started at the back. Finished in second. Van Gisbergen stands on the roof. Salutes the crowd, who's most appreciative of his efforts. And he is going to talk to the CW here. Let's hear from today's winner, Shane Van Gisbergen.
Ton of Shane Van Gisbergen merch around here. Tons of fans wearing that merch. He has really become a fan favorite here. From what he did back in 23, winning the Cup race to the Xfinity race last year and Xfinity this year, they love this guy.
And what's not to like? Just an incredible, humble approach. So a little celebration here on the front straightaway, and then he'll make the drive to Mobile One Victory Lane. "36 years old, from Auckland, New Zealand. Here's Dylan.
And Connor Zilich comes out on the wrong side of a great battle all day long. That last restart ultimately is kind of what it came down to. On immediate reflection, anything you wish you could do differently?
I guess I should have just not let him get to my bottom. I was clear there, just barely on the front straight, and yeah, just let him get to my inside, and I took advantage of it. So yeah, I hate it for my 88 group. You know, I should have just been a little more aggressive there. I just thought he was going to race me a little cleaner. So yeah, I'll learn from it, move on. Really cool to have Red Bull WeatherTech schemes 1-2. Our car was as fast as Xfinity mobile all day, even after the damage. So yeah, looking forward to getting back after him.
SVG comes by with a fist bump. So did you feel like the contact off of turn one or the lack of room maybe was not fair?
mean, it's racing for the win. I'm not going to complain about it. You know, he won the race and I didn't. So I just got to be better and, you know, not let that stuff happen. So, yeah, I'll learn from it, move on, and look forward to racing him again next week at Sonoma.
Thanks, Connor.
I guess we're not going to talk to Shane. I guess he feels like he's too good to talk to the CW.
Those guys are really good, and when SVG got to me, I kind of just let him go. Like, he had way more pace, and maybe I could get them racing and give me a shot. But, yeah, overall, just happy with everyone at Haas Factory team. Needed a good day for Road Ranger. We've been struggling, and every time we have them on the car, it seems like we have a bad day. So really glad to have a good day with Road Ranger and Ford, and yeah, all of our partners, Pit Boss, Ollie's, friend of Jacqueline. It's been a tough go the last few weeks, so to just have a solid day like that is great, and hopefully we can roll this into the summer here.
So let's talk about the next race, Sonoma. I know very different than street racing, but a road course. How optimistic, based on today, are you feeling about next week?
Yeah, I love Sonoma. I love road course racing in general, and this place is really hard. So to be able to have a solid day like that is awesome, and I still think the car can be a little better for me, but I can be better too for the road course racing. So yeah, we'll see what next week brings.
Podium finish here for Sheldon Creed at Chicago.
Plus 30 to the cut line.
Big day for Sheldon Creed as far as that is concerned. I guess they're gonna do. I guess they got the makeshift victory lane, so they're actually gonna do the interview in victory lane. I guess that's why that was taking so long. Here's Shane getting out of the car and in victory lane. I think now we're gonna speak to the king of the streets of Chicago.
Here at the end.
Yeah, unreal. Thank you. Thought it was going to be lost cause when the strategy went wrong, but worked out well. Thanks to JRM. Car was a rocket. WeatherTech, Red Bull. Yeah, unreal day. And again, Peyton wants me to say it. Car was as fast as Xfinity Mobile, so we got that in there. But yeah, awesome day. Thank you.
You talk a little bit about that strategy call and maybe questioning it there at the end. Kind of take us through your thought process through the race and how that came into the play at the end.
Well, I knew that was what we were going to do, but when so many cars didn't follow us, it's a bit of a worry, but then we had tire grip at the end, and yeah, really cool battles with everyone. I enjoyed it.
Take us through that last restart, too, just to get the advantage over Connor Zilic. Obviously, we knew this was going to come down to a battle between you two guys, but you were the one that came out on top.
Yeah, he's a great young driver, and first time I really raced him, and I knew that was my opportunity and took it, and yeah, it was awesome 1-2 for the team.
You start on the pole today, and of course tomorrow you start on the pole in Cup Series. You've had a win each year that you've been here. Are you trying to get the sweep this weekend?
I would love to. I'm lucky, like I got some great cars this weekend driving for some great teams, so I really look forward to tomorrow.
Shane Van Gisbergen, your winner at the Chicago Street Course, Adam.
All right, so let's go ahead and get a final full field rundown of how they finished this afternoon in the Loop 110 at Chicago. And we do have some comments at the end here. Bully Pit 2000 says, keep digging. Rick Richards said, I was going for the 7th car, but wouldn't hurt my feelings to see Creed. He says his backup driver needs 2 more cautions. This is how they finished this afternoon. Shane Van Gisbergen puts on a clinic and wins today in the Windy City. 2nd goes to Connor Zilic. 3rd was Sheldon Creed. It was Austin Hill who finished in 4th. It was Nick Sanchez who finished 5th. 6th was Jesse Love. Sammy Smith was 7th, Sam Mayer 8th, 9th was Austin Green, and 10th was Brennan Poole. Great run for Brennan in the Toxic Waste Candy Car. Josh Williams just missed the top 10. He finished 11th. Alex LeBay came home 12th. It was Harrison Burton who finished 13th, Dean Thompson 14th. Christian Eckes finished 15th, Carson Quapple 16th, Thomas Annunziata 17th, Blaine Perkins 18th, 19th was Daniel Dye, and Kyle Sieg was 20th. 21st was Brandon Jones, 22nd Kaz Gralla, 23rd, Justin Allgaier. 24th, Parker Retzloff. 25th was Ryan Ellis. 26th, Connor Mosak. 27th to Jeb Burton. 28th, Matt DiBenedetto. 29th, Preston Pardis. And 30th was Brad Perez. Jeremy Clements finished 31st. Jack Perkins, 32nd. Andre Castro was 33rd. Taylor Gray was 34th. 35th, Josh Balicki. 36th was Anthony Alfredo. 37th, William Solalich. And 38th was Ryan Sieg. Josh Turner, final thoughts and driver of the day.
Well, it was a good race here around the streets of Chicago. Shane Van Gisbergen, the favourite, once again getting the win around the streets of Chicago. Does it set the scene for tomorrow? It could do. Driver of the day. Now, there's one of two. And I'm going to go for the other one. I'm going to go Connor Zillage from 35th to 2nd.
Yeah, I'm going to go Zillage as well for driver of the day. He just a great drive from the back of the pack, a real true road course ace who just does it. He just does the job, and he is going to get the victory. Or not, he's going to get a couple more victories, I feel like, before the year's out. So that's how it all works out. Josh, interesting day. Good race today.
Yeah, absolutely. If you look past the, let's say, inevitable winner.
All right, so that is going to be us off the air as we are finished this afternoon. This has been a presentation of USRN. Thanks to JBM listeners as well for tuning in. It's been a presentation of USRN and JBM. For everyone at Mixler.com. For Josh Turner, for Matthew Owens, our ace producer, I'm Seth Eves. So long from Chicago. Congratulations to Shane Van Gisbergen. He wins the Loop 110 at the Chicago Street Course. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, everybody.